Are you thinking about selling your home to Opendoor, Offerpad, or Zillow? You might really regret it if you do that. Today, we're going to spill the tea on these companies, and we're going to share with you our own clients' real-life experiences with them.
Yeah, so Opendoor, Offerpad, Zillow, Mark Spain, all of these companies fit into a category that in the industry we call iBuyers or instant buyers. And that's because they will buy your home directly from you. Now, of course, we'd rather you call us, and we want to be a resource to you because there are just some things you need to know.
2 years ago, we were called out on a listing appointment, and when we got to the home, we found out that the upstairs master shower was leaking down onto the kitchen. It was really creating some severe damage to that kitchen ceiling. And that seller just did not have the money to make that repair. They couldn't afford to do it, and they really needed to move on. So in that situation, rather than putting the home on the market, we just sent them to an iBuyer, and the iBuyer agreed to purchase the home just like it was. They didn't have to repair it, but they took a huge loss in that situation. If they had the $10,000 to make that repair, they would have made so much more money, but they didn't. And they had to move on. And so in that situation, the iBuyer really was the right option.
So that makes sense in that situation.
Yeah.
But according to a MarketWatch study, most sellers that work with an iBuyer experience an 11% loss on the sale of their home. So recently, I went on a listing appointment and I met with a client who had already received an offer from an iBuyer. I think it was Opendoor. And the offer was for $380,000. After I visited the property, it was clear to me that her home was worth $450,000. That's a $70,000 difference. And that's before fees, and also most sellers don't know that they're subject to an inspection that usually results in a price reduction at that point as well.
That's right, most sellers don't realize the offer they get from them is going to change before they close.
Mm-hmm.
So one more example we found in our community, there, one of the iBuyers bought a home for $377,000. 6 weeks later, they sold it for $465,000, and that is an $88,000 loss to that family. That seller, they just handed over to a company, and it just actually really drives me crazy when I see people losing like that. And that doesn't, the $88,000, that doesn't include the service fees and the additional fees that the iBuyer is going to charge at closing. So we don't want you to lose.
Yeah, and we're not trying to hate on anyone here.
Nope.
We think that there is a place in our market for iBuyers, like in our first example.
Yeah.
But we also believe that you should and you can make as much money on the sale of your home as possible. But don't just take our word for it. Read their reviews, read our reviews, come meet us in person, check out our marketing.
Yeah. If you're thinking about selling your home, we'd love to meet you. We specialize in selling homes in Central Florida. I'm Matt. This is Cheyenne. Call us to make the most money you can on the sale of your home.